It's a sick Subi. Got one of these finally because I can't bleed the brakes to save my life and fix a flat, because this car I ran over a piece of metal, and now one of the tires is at 5 psi less than the rest. Can't really see it, but cool. Thanks, Harbor Freight. Man, it's cold. Time to jump the Subi. Look at how high off the ground we are. Look at that ground clearance. Definitely kind of happy with the stance of the OEM height. A little funny with these giant wheels, but I think OEM's gonna look great. All right, time to jump start. Is the ice cold car with a really dead battery going to start? Yep, that's not even close. Jump start time. It's so cold. Try and get as much snow off before it all melts and drips on me in the garage. All right, jumper on, key located. There we go. Knew you could do it cold, Subi. Can't get over how this looks like it's lifted, even though this is like OEM height. I like it though. All right, let's get this on jack stand so I can close the garage and actually warm up a tiny bit. This little space heater is really trying over there, but it's actually helping. It's a lot warmer in here than it is out in the snow. Plan today is as ambitious as it always is, because I'm like, oh, I can do 3 things, but then that always turns into, oh, I can get stuck on one bolt for 4 hours. So I think to start, I'm gonna try and like get back to OEM-ish with air intake, blow-off valve, this mess of non-connected vacuum hoses all over the place, because I got this box from Scamazon with a bunch of World Rally Blue stuff. I also forgot about this. I don't have a soldering iron, so I can't fix the fog light connector today, but put that off. Got a bunch of these little connectors. Hopefully these various sizes will help make up for whatever's missing on here. New blow-off valve, which is just the factory one. So, you know, I'm definitely keeping that because it's fun and it sounds fun, but try and do that, hook some, you know, maybe vacuum hoses. I don't know if it's the crankcase PCV. Like, there's all these vacuum hose things. I'm gonna watch a YouTube video that's actually pretty handy that kind of like maps out where they all go. So props to that guy. But yeah, intake first, because I keep on putting that off. I want to get emissions passed. So intake first. We got the stuff down here for the stock one. We got factory blow-off valve, PCV valve, air ring protection, blow-off valve gasket for that, PCV tube. This is the tube that was in that box of parts that came with the car. It's pretty crusty, and also this has been cut, so I'm not sure if this is even going to be long enough, but we'll see. Clamps. And then, so if I can do all that, then what I want to try and do, we got the lower control arms that I could not get this bolt off to save my life, but I did get this air hammer, so hey, maybe that'll help. Also, maybe a little bit of heat might encourage it. We'll see. Just set the car on fire real quick. All right, so if I can do intake, control arms, then there was another thing. I thought there was another thing. Oh yeah, like if I there's no way. If there's some miraculously I do it all super fast, I have the replacement parking brake shoes for the drum brake parking brake, which I need to do because like I was really struggling to get up on these Rhino ramps. It was not happening. I was about to just launch the car through this wall, but it is tall enough to get on them now, which is cool. But when I was trying to put the parking brake on, the car would just roll, like even with the parking brake fully pulled up. So hopefully just need new shoes there. But yeah, 3 things today. Let's see if I can do at least one. Oh yeah, and I'm gonna bleed the brakes with this. So 4 things. 4 aftermarket intake and intercooler coming off, so I can see if the PCV valve and some other vacuum hoses below the intercooler, make sure those are. We're just going to take a look. We're going to take a gander. We're going to see what's going on. Alright, taking stock inventory of the situation. We got intake inlet tube, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 plugged off ports. So that's 5. I know that one's the blow off valve, which this white piece feels like PVC plumbing fitting of some sort. It's definitely just blocked off. So in theory, that's where this tube should go down to there and then come over, somehow fitting below all this stuff to get to the blow off valve. We'll see if that still works. Otherwise, we do have PCV valve and then this little Y fitting, which I got a secondary one off Amazon, except this goes nowhere. So let's see here. So OEM would look something like that in there somehow. So I think that would go like that. This would go to the PCV, and then this would just go into the inlet. But anyway, gonna replace PCV first. That seems quote unquote easy, and then put this tube on because that tube is also quite grimy. Nice shiny on this one, and then we'll go from there. I think while I'm down here, looks like we got a little buildup on the throttle body. Wonder if I can use the MAF cleaner to kind of get at that. But all right, gonna precariously perch right here and take out this PCV valve, hopefully. Okay, so why are you recording vertically? Here's the old one and the new one, and like that is pretty gummed up. Like that valve is still moving in there, but like not nearly as freely as that one. So hey, maybe it'll help. I'll hang on to this one because I'm a hoarder, but let's put the new one in there. Okay, there is the crank breather, I believe, and then we got the PCV valve off. I don't know if you can see that, and the hoses. So here's the old stuff, old hoses, and then there's the new one. So let me see if I can figure out how this connects to the inlet. So far I've discovered there's another blank open vacuum tube that goes down here. This is like the vapor canister control solenoid or something, and there's supposed to be a valve here that's missing because you can see that it comes out of manifold and then straight back into manifold. This is supposed to go like through that valve and then into the inlet. So add, vapor canister controlled solenoid valve to the list, because I don't think I've seen any of those in any of the bags of parts that I've gotten, which is unfortunate. But so I think I'm gonna have to leave that like it is for now. And then I need to figure out, I took out this piece that was in the inlet down there, and it definitely is right here, a PVC joint plug. So need to figure, I just need a plug or a tube to go from that silicone to, where to put it? Oh, here it is. This old rubber tube to get to there, which just sits up on the intercooler. So Making progress. Let's put the PCV valve in back. At least I can do that. So I was needing a 90-degree fitting to go from this tube to this tube, and promise not to laugh. Look at this bad boy. So I got this T-fitting that came with this cheap silicone hose. Took a little bit of that hose, clamped off the top with the old bolt, the JDM bolt, and then I got, what do you call it? Diameter increasing electric tape on the bottom too. So now we have a 90-degree fitting, right? If it looks dumb and it works. Well, that looks stupid, but hey, look, PCV valve is hooked up now with nice new shiny tube that isn't all greasy, and it's actually hooked up to the turbo inlet. Cool. Anything interesting in the turbo? Can I see anything? Yeah, is that, can you see anything? Chat? Is that something? Not really. Not too dirty in there, but cool. First thing's done. Let's see if we can't do the blow-off valve. So we're back to manufacturing our own parts. I just need a little connector coupler that's roughly this diameter. This is the biggest hose I have that was just in the bag of random hoses that came with the car. Gonna try and cut this and do some electric tape shenanigans. Someday I'll like put the real legit parts back in, but for now, just want to pass emissions. This abomination is done. Really, that's a pretty small diameter on this little coupler compared to the diameter of this, so I might have not engineered this fully. But look, I did make a dual little clamp thing because I didn't have one that was big enough in that box, so look how smart I am, right? But let's plug this in and see if it works. Okay, we have blow-off valve tube that goes all the way over to the inlet right there with a really janky coupling, but those are now all tightened down. I undid that one and this one to get to it, and then some coolant fell out, I think, so not sure about that, but that'll smoke off. I did actually clean with MAF sensor cleaner in this throttle body a little bit. Not that I think that'll help a ton, but cool. So now we got PCV all hooked up, blow-off valve hooked up. Gonna still ignore those, but I think it's time to put the intercooler back on and then hope and pray that this is actually the right place, and I hope it is. Okay, progress. Intercooler definitely doesn't quite fit exactly the same now that this thing's on there, but that's on there. New gasket, those are tight, hopefully airtight. Turbo outlet is on there. Coupler for the intake manifold is good. Doesn't quite fit the same, but I think that's pretty solid. So now I'm going to try and put factory air box on, and then we'll see if it explodes when I start it next time. But yeah, got the PCV, got the blow-off valve. Let's see if that helps anything or hurts. Why, yes, officer, my car is OEM. It has the blow-off valve and the intake, and it's not modified at all. It comes from the factory like this. So, got the intake nice and tie-wired on there. This is just bare, like, iron wire, so that's going to get a nice patina rust in there that goes straight into the inlet, so it goes straight into the turbo for some extra power. These things are all hooked up. I forgot to put this like wire above. It's supposed to go there, but whatever. These are around. It may have sensor there, air filters in there. Everything's tightened up. So I think I won't have any air leaks for now. I mean, I definitely still have them on the breathers. I need to figure out where to put those. So let's actually Google that. So I could be completely wrong about this, but I got this tube hooked up to passenger side valve cover breather. And then I'm going to hook up this tube to driver's side valve cover breather, and then hook the two together in a T-fitting and put them in here somewhere, just so I have inlet pressure sucking in from the valve cover gaskets. At least I'm pretty sure that's what they used to have a metal crossover tube here, and that's what you would connect the two sides with, and then it would go into here, but I don't have that, so I'm just going to use the World Rally Blue tube. Let's see how this goes. Okay, world's jankiest crankcase ventilation hooked up. That goes to breather on that valve cover, and this one goes to that one. So yeah, very professional and looking good. So I think that does it, and it's already dark and dinner time. So gonna see if I can't do maybe idle relearn, or at least just let it run for a while and see if this will explode it. But I think I was once again too ambitious about what I was even going to be able to do today, because don't think I'm going to be able to do brakes or anything else that I was originally going to do, because this took the whole time. But hey, look at that OEM looking engine, got a bunch of tools laying on there. So sweet. Yummy string cheese, Lucy. Do you believe in Stidham, Lucy? Do you believe in Stidham? Believe in string cheese. Good job, Lucy. You're getting better at that. Good job eating cheese, Lucy. I think it's too cold to paint.
Year. No season's the same. Feel bad for your Broncos.
Damn it.
Fan. I wanted it.
I mean, if you round that up, that's 50, which means painting weather. Also, it says 50 on the Google app, so I don't know what this thing's doing, but let's paint. Ah, yes, hello, my shiny wheels. Time to clear coat, which, I had this and I was like, oh, I should spend more money, and I got this because it says automotive formulation. And last I checked, Subaru is actually a type of automobile, and that's a pretty similar word. So let's get these set up on the table. All right, got the table, got the clear coat, got the wheels. Let's see how this goes. Try the first coat here. All right, all suited up. We even got tunes from our lovely neighbor. Thank you so much. I hope I don't get copyrights on that. That would be stupid. And let's try the first coat. Well, certainly shinier. 3 more to go. Just jamming over there. Well, that's 2 down. The closer 2 have the clear coat. It definitely changes the albedo or something, but I think it looks good, so let's keep going. Alright, 4 shiny clear-coated wheels. Pretty glossy. You get the sun right. Pretty fumey. Feeling a little lightheaded without the gas mask. Yeah, first coat. Let this dry for 20 minutes, try and do another one. Cool. 25 minutes later, dry to the touch-ish for the most part. So, coat number 2. And that's 2 coats. And I was definitely overzealous in a few spots, like over there, these little ripples. But again, just zoom out, and then they look okay. Cool. There might be 1 coat left in that can, but we'll see. Alright, well, lost the sun. Hopefully it comes back. I'm just going to do 1 more coat and just use up the rest of the can, so we'll see if I can get to all of them. But looking shiny. There's definitely some splotchiness, but again, zoom out. You're good. Alrighty, that's 3 coats and like 80% of a coat on that one because I ran out. So yeah, this thing, 3-ish coats for 2003 OEM JDM Subaru WRX wheels. Now you know. Cool, we'll let these dry, put them back in the shed, but I'm happy. We'll see how long this lasts. Place your bets now. Well, it's been an hour, and these look like wheels. Couple of kind of drippy bits, but for the most part, I think okay. Alright, back to the jank shed. Well, it's shiny alright. And with the sunlight, see any fleck, any flake, any metallic-y from the rattle can? Nice.